Once the hashtags are no longer trending, the real story begins. What happens in real life after the hashtag? Did you want to be a filmmaker growing up?
I didn't know what that was.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved movies. The thing about it is I loved how movies made me feel. Movies made me feel like I wanted to do something. Like I love the emotion that the movie made me feel in that moment. It always felt real. And so that's one of the things when I figured out I wanted to be a filmmaker. I've always said, man, I really want to give the audience an experience. I want to make them feel something, just not go to the movies to just watch something. But as a kid, man, they didn't tell you you can go be a filmmaker. It was either
No.
join the service. If you're not an athlete, you're fucked. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
you gonna go, go get a job at like Jack in the Box or something like that and stay there. It wasn't even college where I came from. It was like, man, graduate high school, get a job. So like I did music for a little while. And then when we would do our videos, someone was like, bro, you directing, right? I was like, nah, he directing. It was like, nah, nigga,
It's you. It's you.
you're directing.
Uh-huh.
And so my daughter was born in 2012. And I remember when she was in the hospital, I was like, God, I can't feed her off of this hustle. Like I can't feed her off of this. So whatever you want me to do,
Mm-hmm.
like let me know. And I promise you, like a day later, she had to stay in the hospital for a few days. And a day later, this lady called me and she was like, hey, I want you to turn my book into a script. I heard you're a writer. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, well, how much would you charge me? And I promise I just threw a number out there. I was like, and I was broke too. I had like $8 in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I was like 3,500. And she was like, all right, cool, can get the check.
And
I
you
was
was like,
like,
hold on, what?
wait a minute, Jesus. and and honestly, from that moment, I knew that was God like answering me. And so at first I started writing, and then I couldn't find a director that would see the vision that I had. So I had to learn
Mm-hmm.
how to direct. So then I couldn't find a producer. So I had to learn how to produce. And then just throughout the years, it just my DP, her name is Gracie Henley. I remember she was the first person to be like, "Bro, let's just do this shit."
The same way you were yelling at me about procrastinating about doing this first
I
episode.
was I was with you. I was see, I can tell you that because I was there in experience. Not only am I the president, I am also a user. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was there. Yeah, man. It just and she just sparked it and was like, and again, like it's so funny how God plays chess because I looked up and I had everything that I needed. One of my best friends was an
Mm-hmm.
editor. I was like, oh nigga, now we can
Right.
still my editor, Stan Hillard. He edits all my stuff. Like literally the team that I started with is the team that I have now. We're just all growing together.
The Reading,
Yes.
the film that gave me nightmares. When did you start writing it? And like, how long did it take between the time you started to write it to like really start to put it together and make it come to life?
So I probably started writing it in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
2019, I think. It was
Oh, wow.
2019. And I started writing it when I was at my editor's house. We was editing something else, and I was watching Tyler, and they gonna kill me because this probably is not his name. This is probably not his name,
It's okay.
but he's a medium and he's a
I
young
know
dude.
Tyler. I know Tyler,
Tyler.
the blonde
Oh,
hair
okay,
kid,
okay.
the medium. Hmm.
Yeah. So I was watching him, and he was interviewing Bobby Brown.
Okay.
And saw Tyler react to something he found out about Bobby Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He reacted because he found out in his mind. We couldn't see what he found out.
Right.
And in that moment, I said, ooh, I want to write a movie where a medium find out about something, about
Mm-hmm.
somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that
Mm-hmm.
was the moment. And I started writing it. And it just really came out fluently. And then I wrote it over probably like 3 to 4 times, just editing it and writing it. And then around 2020, is when I believe I got in touch, or summer 2019. But from the moment I started writing it, I knew I wanted Monique. And so I'm a prayer journal kind of guy. Like I write things down in my prayer journal and I circle them every day so that I can remember what I'm asking for. And in my prayer journal, it says that I wanted Monique from that day. I'm talking about as soon as I knew it. So those words are written with her in mind. There was only one other person
Mm-hmm.
I wanted.
Who was that other person, or do you not want to say?
I do, because I want to work with her so bad. And if you can get in touch with her, I have this movie for her so bad. Tracy Ellis Ross. Oh my God, I want to work with her so bad.
I
I
like
just
it.
I want to introduce the world to something else in her.
Mm-hmm.
But those were the two. It was either Tracy Ellis Ross or it was Monique.
Mm-hmm.
And I met this lady, and it just, she didn't know anything about me. It was just random that she had a contact on Monique. Her friend was like there. She probably lied, but her friend was like either their PR or knew
Okay.
their PR. But I got an email, reached out to him. Sydney was her manager. He responded back. We
Mm-hmm.
started talking up. Ricky Anderson knew of me from Houston. I had a meeting with Ricky. Ricky had already told them about me. And then this is the shorter version for the record. This is the shorter version. And then it kind of just mixed together. She loved the script. She definitely wanted to give me an opportunity. And it went smoothly. After that, I think we were filming December 2020.
So wait, so let me take a step back because you said a lot of things there. First
Yeah,
and foremost, the day I met you, you had on a sweatshirt that said "God don't play about me."
we
So I
don't.
know how you get down. I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
we
The
don't.
day I met you. So you said you started around 2018.
Yes.
Started filming December 2020. I always want to point that out because I feel like, especially in this social media space, people think everything happens overnight. And,
No.
and it's that one and done. And there are those moments, the peaks, the valleys, the reiterations, the rewrites, the feedback, all of those things that go into it. So I always like to not in a, like a discouraging way, but just a way to like level set, because some people feel or may feel that it didn't happen for me overnight. I'm failing or I'm doing something wrong, you know?
Since 2012. I've
Hmm.
had short films. And I started off as a writer. So
Right.
when I say that I started off in 2018, it's this is a everyday thing. Like this is an everyday thing. I told somebody the other day, man, I haven't went on vacation in what, like 6 years?
Hmm.
So it is a long process. Even right now, people think that it's a one and done. It's not a one and done.
Right.
My journey, I'll tell people in this moment right now, the reading did amazing for BET Plus from my understanding. Man, I'm still having meetings trying to get people to buy stuff. Ain't nobody
Right.
busting down the door. You still got to be creative.
Hmm.
You still have to be the best at your shit. You still have to work at your shit. And things didn't get easier. It's just I know more people. It's more. I know, man. This is probably gonna be the one of the most discouraging, and I hope it's gonna be discouraging. But I hope that it's profound to people. I get more no's now than I did before I knew nobody.
Yeah, I understand that. I totally understand that.
Yeah, like it's just the more people you know, it doesn't matter. And in this game, it's not about, man, let me say that, like, this is the most purest way to be. Have a passion for this, because if you don't have a passion for it, you're going to be doing it for the wrong reasons and you're going to get discouraged. The reason why I don't get discouraged, man, I love this shit. Like, I really love creating these stories and making you have nightmares and stuff like that. Like, I love this. I would do this for free. Now, Lord, I don't want to do it. Lord, I don't want to do it
That's
for
not
free.
my ministry.
I'm my ministry, Lord. Oh, like, I really, really love doing this.
You said you had Monique in mind, and this was your first major film
Mhm,
in like major distribution. Monique is an Oscar-winning actress, right?
mhm,
There are many
mhm.
independent filmmakers who may have a particular individual that's an A-list celebrity, an Emmy, Oscar, Tony award-winning actor or actress or talent in mind. How how did you make that connection to where you're like, look, this is my first big film. have this deal and I want you. I'll say stereotypically, let me say that. That caliber of talent may say, "No, get a few more under your belt
Mhm.
and then come holla at me." So how did that
So
go down?
so realistically, I think I don't know the Hollywood game.
Right.
That's one of my um greatest assets because I go into things blind and I go into things pure. But Monique herself is a human.
Mhm. Absolutely.
So what the thing that I think us as filmmakers or these new creators they have in mind, they think that these people are bigger than us. They're not bigger than you. They're human too. Monique is a creator too.
Mhm.
Monique has things that she wants to do.
Yeah.
Monique wants to challenge herself. And then you have to be conscious in your conversation with them. I was just honest with her, like, hey, I'm doing this for my daughter. Believe in yourself and your product. And for me, I pray a lot. I can't every room that I've been in had nothing to do with my talent. God created that room. I was just ready to be in that space.
Mhm.
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Create and put your best foot in everything that you do so that when you do walk in the room, you're confident with what you have. Be confident in what you have, like you're the creator. So I think, man, and a lot of times it's not that these A-list actors or whatever gonna say no, we don't reach out.
Right. That's
We,
fair. Were you nervous or apprehensive or because Monique has had some not as favorable, I don't ever like to say negative, as favorable press the past couple of years.
Mhm.
And look, the reality is this: when you're in entertainment, when you're putting yourself out on social media, when you're putting yourself out there, not everybody's going to love you. I'm not
Right.
here to determine whether she's right or wrong or somebody else is right or wrong. What I'm asking or want to know is, because this was your first big splash, were you nervous because of any potential controversy or things of that nature? Or were we like, that's not even about that, it's just about the work?
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't know. I didn't, I'll be honest with you, I didn't give a fuck. It because at the end of the day, that woman, I don't know her personally.
Right.
I don't know where other people grew up with, but I don't judge or not or work with somebody based on what somebody else said. But I
Yeah.
ain't give a fuck. I knew that when we got together, we was gonna create some shit.
Right.
So regardless if y'all talked about it in a negative way or talked about it in a positive way,
Mhm.
oh, you was gonna talk about it. And that was the over like not one time have I spoke with Monique about anything of that nature. Not one time. It was always about the art. And I think a lot of times people forget that when we start playing politics about who likes who and who don't like who. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, like
No, 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 no. Project The Reading was the first time Lee Daniels and Monique came back together in like what, over a decade, right?
mhm. Yeah, well, that wasn't what it was about. That's not what it was about. She was taking a big ass chance with fucking with me. Like that
Uh-huh.
was a big ass because what if I was, you know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
she was taking a huge chance and I greatly her and Lee. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And people don't understand Lee came in after the movie was over. So we got the movie done um in 2020 and in about 2021 I finished the first rough copy and then my EPs was like it's trash. It was like it's trash. Um, we need to go back to the drawing board and all of that. I didn't believe that. And
Hmm.
I always tell people all the time, I don't think people understand I'm a Leo, so you can't tell me some shit trash. Like that's not how
You
that's
was like,
not
who you talking to?
talk to. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was a blessing because what was said was you need to get in a room with some people that aren't your friends to watch this movie so they can tell you the truth, which is a true statement.
Yeah.
So I said at the time, the best person to get in the room with is somebody that I personally admire and somebody that has no stake to say that this is a good movie.
Hmm.
Lee Daniels. They weren't dealing with each other at the time and like all of that. So my manager Rob happened to, and this is how God puts the man. I'm telling you. So my manager Rob happened to Lee's mentor our close friend is
Okay.
also my manager's close friend.
Okay.
So my manager reached out to her, reached out to Lee, and Lee was open. Like Lee was like, all right, like let's meet up. And he loved it. And he was like, all right, but he was like, you just gotta cut it down. You gotta fix this and fix that. So we went in the editing room and he showed me how to make the movie fast. Cause when I gave him the movie, it was at like 206.
And what was the
So
final?
we cut it's like 135. I was pissed at Lee. Oh man, he don't know what he talking about, man.
So
He don't
I
know.
needed this sunrise. I
I
need
need
that.
this, man. I
The
need this.
sunrise.
And that was the best fucking decision of my life to listen to him, goddamn. Cause like now the movie flows so much better. And he even taught me a lot about my next film. Like the thing about Lee is a mentor. Lee didn't just like help me with the edit and then drop me off on a block. Like he was like, nah, this is the way that this go. He would call me when the negotiations was going on. Like right now, if I have a question about filming, I
Mhm.
can call him and be like, hey, what do you think about this or what do you
Yeah.
think about that? You know what I'm saying? So it was a blessing to be able to meet with him and for him to kind of look over to kind of help me navigate creatively through what Hollywood expects and what the streamings expect and like all of those things. Cause it's a lot more than what we know. You know, I I'm the cat that'll go read the comments and look.
Oh, so let's talk about that.
Yes.
Social media. I take it
Yeah.
you before you put your film out, you were active on social media?
Yes.
Like all the platforms, all the things? Were
Uh
you doing TikTok dances? Were you
no,
just
I ain't no, I wasn't doing that. I was definitely trying to like post at least once every other day and just
Okay.
active enough to be sociable.
Okay. So you put the film out,
Yes.
you start trending.
Yes.
When did you find out you were trending? Did you know because you were watching like your Twitter feed and all of that? Did
See, I
somebody
didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do that. My cast was
Ah,
like,
you have a
bro,
dope cast, by the way. You have a
oh,
dope
thank
cast.
you.
You have a dope
Thank
cast.
you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them know. Um, my cast was like, bro, you're trending. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, she was like, Black Twitter going off. I'm
Going
like,
in. Yeah, yeah.
what does that mean? And they just let me know, like, yo, everybody's talking about it, whether it's good or bad, it's trending. It was top 10. And they,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, they would just call me and let me know what it was or what trending generally meant.
Right. And I mean, and that's the thing too. It could be good, it could be bad, but
Right,
it's all about the conversation. First of
right.
all, half the people who have things to say aren't even putting themselves on the playing field. They're not even putting themselves out there. So you got to take that with a grain of salt, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't know that at first. Again, I was reading it, I was taking it to heart, and Lee was like, bro, you got the number one movie on the stream on. He said you got the number one movie on BET Plus, and it's trending top 10 in the country, and BET Plus don't even have more than 1.5 million subscribers. So
He broke the
network
stats
has
down
to.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "What the fuck?" Now he this how the fuck are you talking about? Like that's how he hit me. Like, you tripping? Don't let them get it. Stay out the inboxes. Like, stay out of. You know what I'm saying? I'm ignorant. You say something to me, I'm gonna say something back.
I was about to ask, were you responding? Were you
Hell
here?
yeah, hell yeah.
You was
I'm
there?
him. I'm him. Well, you do some shit. You know, like I'm him. I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? And then after one comment changed my check-in comments. Somebody was like, "This movie's trash, wasting my life," and I decided to say, "You know what? Sorry, I couldn't get you this time. Hopefully, I get you the next time."
Mhm.
And he inboxed me and was like, "Oh, bro, I'm just trolling you. Nah, the movie was fire." And I was like, "Oh shit, this is a real thing."
Mhm.
So now I'm like, "Hey, do you appreciate y'all?"
Right. So you still respond, but it's just a different filter
If
now.
I see it, I'll just be like, "Hey, appreciate all the comments. Keep the love the conversation." It's a it's a appreciation of. I don't think people understand that when you say something positive or negative. This is new me, how I've grown. when you say something positive or negative, that tells 5 people about that product.
Mm-hmm.
So if I say, man, if I post right now, man, I was on Dana's show and I hated her wall art, how many people gonna go look at it?
Right. That's true. But also too, being Dana, I don't give a fuck if you like my wall art or not. This make me
Right.
feel happy. This
But
Louisiana and this black folks smiling.
I'm with you. See
You
how
know what I'm saying? I don't care what you like.
I'm using that as example, ma'am.
But I get what you're saying though.
You know
I
what I'm
get what
saying?
you're saying.
Because now, and guess who also don't care whether it's positive or negative?
Right.
Streaming networks.
Right.
Because they don't know what you posted. They just know that that number went up again.
So now that you've trended on your initial film, how has that affected your career trajectory for your next projects? Are you finding, you mentioned earlier hearing more no's, but are you finding that you're getting access to different rooms or
Absolutely.
yeah?
Yeah, like definitely access. And I think it's interesting when I go in a room because I don't think they expect me. Cause I
Hmm.
be cooling, man. I ask the questions that people might say dumb. Like, how this supposed to work? And they're like, you don't know? I'm like, no. Like,
But clarify so we all on the same page.
yeah, like
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
don't know how this works.
How has trending affected your personal life? You got a lot more people on your phone now?
Yeah, the thing, but I'm again, if you didn't have my number before this, you won't have it then. And
Hmm.
I know when people are keeping in touch with me just to keep in touch with me. Now
Hmm.
they don't know it that I know it, but I know when people are keeping in touch with me. Man, crazy shit though. Like, man, somebody asked me for 100 grand. Like somebody I've been knowing for years asked me for 100 grand. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is where that comes from?
Wait, how did you
I'm
play that? How did you play that? What did you say?
the fuck? Yeah, I don't have a filter.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, it's wild. There's a difference. There's a difference between making life easier slightly sometimes for people, and then people trying to take advantage of your come up. That's
Absolutely.
two totally different things. I've always said, man, you can use me, just don't misuse me.
Hmm. What's next for you, Courtney?
I have these 2 projects that I am pitching right now that I want to shoot this year. And those are my focus. I'm actually finishing one. I had a script already done, but I'm polishing it, and then I'm working on a series right now that's gonna blow y'all mind.
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
promise.
I look forward to it, and I
That
appreciate
doesn't
you
sound
giving
real.
me.
That didn't sound real. That
I
sounds like
because you know what I said, I look forward to it, as in I look forward to it coming out. I can't promise I'm gonna watch it right away
watching though. But I hope you just hope I'm successful with it. But that don't mean you gonna be able to give me
because if
goosebumps.
it's gonna give me nightmares,
It's not gonna give you
if it's
nightmares.
gonna come down to me or you, Courtney, I'm on.
I
I.
understand. I get you. I get you.
You get where I'm at?
I get where you at.
All right. You
I
say that
promise.
now, but I appreciate you.